been brought here today off the set of something that I'm currently working on to talk about a movie. Not just any movie, a movie about stuntmen. Movie Stuntmen. The Fall Guy. Okay, I'll drop the cool guy persona. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Animation Station, your number one source for anything animation, including TVs and movies as well. I am your host, Jackson Small. Welcome back to the channel for a brand new review, this time of a brand new release, The Fall Guy. This is a new movie that's out today in theaters after initially getting delayed. It was supposed to come out in March, but it ended up getting delayed. But it is here now. It is finally out. I have finally seen it. And I have some thoughts about it. Let me state this right up front. This is a good movie. It's a good movie. I'm not going to try to even deny that in the slightest. This is a really good movie. This is a good movie. I did enjoy it, and I do give it a thumbs up. But it's not great, and it's not even really that good. What do I mean? Well, I hope my written review can find a way to summarize my thoughts in a way that's understandable. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy. I definitely had some expectations going into this one, but like so many movies that have been released so far this year, it has ended up being pretty disappointing. I loved its concept, and I really appreciate how it gives flowers to the well-deserved stuntmen and stuntwomen of the film industry. But man, does it fall off, pun unintended, in its execution. But with that said, though, it's not bad. Like I said, right up front, it's a good movie. Don't think this is a movie. This is me bashing the movie, saying it's bad, it's crap, it's garbage, or anything like that. No, this is a good movie. I just have a lot of problems with it. Let's start with the good stuff first, though. So here are my pros. Good acting. There's some great concepts in here. A decent story with plenty of originality, which is refreshing nowadays in a age where we're dominated by remakes, reboots, and sequels. Excellent music. Love the unknown stuntman Blake Shelton song in the end credits. I was not expecting this movie's main theme to be country music, but I kind of like it, and it's a really good song. Check it out. It's on YouTube right now. Check that song out. It's really, really good. It's a good, what else is there? It's a good love story that does have chemistry. I will give them this. Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, they play pretty good characters, and they do have a good bit of chemistry, just enough to really make the romance believable. Which is what I can say is better than most chick flicks I sit through. Very good cinematography. There are some great shots in this movie. Some pretty fantastic action. That's one thing I will definitely give this movie. A lot like Monkey Man, it has some really good action. It's not that level, but some really good action. And a fantastic third act. I want to talk about the third act so badly, but I know I can't because it's spoilers, but damn, the final act of this movie is so good, it's so clever, and it has some pretty funny tongue-in-cheek moments to actual movie making. It's so cool, especially if you're someone who loves to study filmmaking and the process and all the different things that go into it. It's a really good third act. It is a really, really good third act. However, this movie does have some problems. The pacing's way too slow. The runtime of 2 hours is way too long. This should have been a 90-minute movie. Plot is very haphazard, trying to juggle two different storylines simultaneously, the movie making and the Insidious conspiracy, and it's failing to give either of them enough time to fully develop. Speaking of development, there's little to no character development whatsoever. It's pretty much just the same people being the same people through the whole movie. The characters themselves are kind of flat. You've seen these characters before in a dozen other movies. And rewatchability is pretty low. I don't really have much incentive to go back and watch this one again, outside of that third act. That third act was awesome. Overall, I will happily call this a good movie, but I can't say it's really worthy of seeing in theaters, unfortunately, and I can kind of understand why it's underperforming at the box office right now, despite being number one currently on the charts. And it's mainly because movie theaters right now are super weak. There's plenty of effort being put in, and I can see what they were going for, but sadly, I just can't really recommend it until it's available on streaming. That's my big problem with this movie, despite all the clear effort being put in by everyone involved. It just feels more like a streaming movie rather than a theatrical movie. I don't know if that's just me that gets that vibe, but throughout this movie while I was watching it in my theater, I was just sitting there like, is this really worthy of theaters? Like, I'm having a good time, this is good, I'm not mad, but it just feels like a streaming movie that got pushed to theaters. I don't know, maybe it's just me. So, it's time for my final verdict for The Fall Guy, and it may or may not be a little controversial because critics seem to like this one, but for me personally, it's a pretty good movie that just doesn't really go beyond that. So, that's why I'm going to give it a final verdict of a 6.5 out of 10. When this comes on streaming, when it comes on DVD, that's when you should absolutely watch it. It's definitely a movie you should watch this year. It might work better for you than it does for me. I'm not really into romance chick flicks, but this one has a bit of a new twist to it that does make it a bit more interesting. And like I said, I love its concept, I love its action, and I love its third act. But unfortunately, it just doesn't quite reach the heights needed to really warrant a ticket purchase, especially since tickets nowadays in movie theaters just keep going up in price. So yeah, wait for streaming on this one, but when it does come on streaming, definitely give it a watch. It is a very good movie, but it's a one and done at best. Wait for streaming and DVD. It's leagues better than Gosling's previous movie. You know which one it is. I'm not talking about it because I've already talked about it enough. And it does have some pretty fun moments, but nothing more than a one and done. It's a one and done movie. Which, I mean, kind of makes sense. It's from the director of Bullet Train, which is also a one and done movie, but that movie was painfully average in my opinion. But it is still disappointing. It's not going to be on like the most disappointing list or anything like that, but I did expect more, and I didn't quite get that until towards the end of the movie. So, that's it. That is my review of The Fall Guy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this almost every single day. And until the next review, peace.
We cannot take it anymore.